Alright, here's my favorite thing about graphing. It works for any kind of graph. Okay, any kind of graph. And we're going to start out by graphing by using a table of value. Regardless if you're in calculus, pre-calculus, differential equations, learning how to graph by tables is ultimately the best idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start trying to guess some numbers. Some numbers will always come out a little bit better than other numbers. And I'm going to put my equation right here. Alright, I'm going to give you a negative number of 2. I'm going to give you 0. X, when x is 0, that's always the best one to choose. And I'm going to give you a value of 2. So what I need to find is the y value. And maybe this table probably isn't the best. I should put a line through here. Sorry guys. But I'm going to plug in my numbers and see what happens. So 3 times a negative 2 plus 2y equals negative 6. This gives me negative 6 plus 2y equals negative 6. If I add 6 to both sides, they're going to cancel out, which really leaves me 2y equals 0. And if I divide by 2 on both sides, that leaves me that y is equal to 0. So my first ordered pair is negative 2 and 0. Now I'm going to go to the next one. 3 times 0 plus 2y is equal to negative 6. Anything times 0 is just 0. I can cancel out. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. Y is equal to negative 3. So my next ordered pair, 0, negative 3. And then my last one, 3 times 2 plus 2y is equal to negative 6. 6 plus 2y is equal to negative 6. If I subtract 6 on both sides, don't get this one confused. I'm subtracting a positive 6 on both sides. These cancel, leaves me 2y is equal to negative 12. Divide by 2, divide by 2. Y is equal to negative 6, and I'm losing room here. Keep in mind that this one right here gave me a negative 6, and this one over here gave me a positive 6. Do not get those confused. Alright, but I'm going to take that off because it's ugly. Alright, so what's my next idea? Plot some points and go. So negative 2, 0, 0, negative 3, and then, I'm sorry, this should be a 2 because my x value over here was 2. 2, negative 6. I have my 3 points. Draw a line, extend, and I'm going to extend this way. Make sure you have the arrow on both sides. That's one way to graph. I'm going to show you an even faster way. It works to do it this way. It's helpful to do it this way. The table of value works all the time. But sometimes it's helpful just to have another method for doing this. And of course, I'm going to use a calculator. But in order to use a calculator, you always have to solve for y. So I want the y, 3x. I'm going to get rid of it. 2y is equal to a negative 3x plus 6. And then I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. Remember, the 2 has to divide the negative 3, and the 2 has to divide the 6. So y is equal to negative 3 over 2x plus 3. Alright, are we okay with that? Remember that in your head. Write it down if you need to. I'm going to clear everything. And I'm going to pull up my graphing calculator. So, the first one, it's the same thing that you had. Remember that we had y is equal to negative 3 over 2x plus 3. When I put this in my graphing calculator, be sure to put that fraction in parentheses. And then the next thing I'm going to do, again, is go to my table, and it gives you the values. Now, don't use the ones with decimals. So we're going to use negative 2, 6, 0, 3, and 2, 0. I'll give you a hint. Do you see the number on the bottom, this denominator of 2? So from 0, you always choose 0. That's a great way to start. You're going to go up by that amount, 2, 4, and then you can go backwards, negative 2. If the number in the denominator were 3, I had 4 over 3, I would count by 3s. Whatever number's in the denominator is what you count by. And then I'm going to jump back over here, draw my line, and draw arrows on both sides. And that's a quick and easy way to graph using your calculator, but you must be able to solve for y. I'm going to tell you my favorite is table of values because it always works.